Hello, Oasis! This is that one guy for never coming back at you from the Omatakaya tribe. Folks, we've made it! We've made it to Crystal Isles, and as you can see, the ambiance has changed quite a bit. This is our new base, folks. Welcome to the new location. Switch here real quick. So, guys, you can see here, Satuli Canteen has changed quite a bit. We've redeveloped our mead hall for you. Little work in progress, but really happy with the way that this is going along. And you can see out here in our base, still a work in progress as well, but we do have our tech replicator up. We have our library started as well, where you can use all of our BPs. And over here, you will find our crafting zone. So these will be unlocked. Anybody can use them as they'd like. We have our vault set up for exchanges with players. So everything is coming along, folks. Still a lot of work to do, but it is operational at this point. So, folks, I have something very exciting that I would like to share with you all. You might notice something a little different there in the bottom. Oh my, what is this? What is this trickery? I have the power! That is right, folks. I have joined the elites. I am part of the admin crew. But no, seriously, guys, I am so very grateful to our owner and our admin for inviting me in to be a part of that crew. I honestly enjoy helping our players out immensely, and this just gives me a little bit more ability to do so, and it also gives me a little bit of abilities for some creative freedom with our player store here in game. So again, thank you guys. Thank you Grizz, thank you Cyclone, Eugene, and the rest of our management team. We really appreciate this. So guys, let me just give you a brief tour of the facilities here. So I'm going to zoom out here. As you can see, it's still a work in progress, but on the left and right side here, you will see our longhouses, and again, that is Satuli Canteen there, folks, and that is our crafting zone. So, basically, Pandora Express and Satuli Canteen has more or less been combined into one entity, but they have been separated across the build. So, jumping back in here, folks, let's get straight into our spotlights. So, what do we have for you guys today for our item? Well, a lot of you guys are very antsy to do the Crystal Wyvern boss. I also know quite a few people in this server really enjoy doing bosses or would like to experience that for the first time. So folks, this item that I'm bringing you will help you out immensely with that. So today, I bring you Medical Brew. Medical Brew. So what this does, you consume this. Across 5 seconds, you will recover 40 health. Now, this is not accumulative, so spamming in this will do nothing extra for you. So do bring a lot. The spoil timer on it is pretty generous, as you can see. I do recommend that everybody who is going into a boss fight bring, I don't know, maybe 50 or so across the entire fight. You would be surprised how many you go through. Now, this item is not just useful for bosses, it also is very helpful for cave diving. There are some caves where you can only go in by foot, and you're going to need to recover your health in a bind. In general, it's actually not a bad idea to carry this around with you anytime you're doing any dangerous activities. If you're not quite sure of yourself, you should bring this along. The recipe is honestly extremely cheap, folks. So we have up here Tinto berries. It requires 20 Tinto berries and 2 narcotics for 1 medical brew. So by the time you are crafting beyond your mortar and pestle, you've got yourself to your chemistry bench, you will be making medical brews by the hundreds. But even with your mortar and pestle, folks, this is still a very, very viable option for early game players. So definitely remember your medical brew. Bottoms up. Alright guys, so we are going to move into our dino spotlight. So I actually have 2 dino spotlights for you guys. So give me just a moment here guys and I will get you set up. Alright folks, I am ready to show you our Dino Spotlight 1. What we have for you today is the Karaku. Oh, this beautiful little fella. So folks, I got some news for you. I am currently overstocked here, and I'm going to be bringing the savings to you! Ha ha! Alright folks, so the Karaku. So why the Karaku? Why the Karaku, folks? Well, first off, this little buddy is just so cute. Look how cute they are, folks. They're just so wonderful. Second off, they actually add 35 hypothermic insulation. They're little heating boxes, basically. Not as good as your Otter, not as good as your Dimetrodon or your air conditioners, but you know what? If you like the little guys, you want to have one in your bedroom, you know what? They're great little snuggle buddies. Wouldn't use them to hatch your eggs. They're not that OP, but considering they came in the game pretty early on, these guys are great. But the real reason I brought them to you guys today is murder! Murder! Yes, folks, the irony is not lost on me. I did kill those ice penguins with an ice breath. Rest in peace. Alright, so all of you are building up here on Crystal Isles. You're all looking to get some of your higher tier items made. You need polymer. Well, folks, bringing to you a polymer farm. As you can see, 154 polymer for those two different Karaku there. Now that was just a base chainsaw. If I had used an Ascendant one, you could have expected more. Now, folks, the chainsaw is the best tool for this particular thing. Next up would be the Therizino on Delicate. The next option would be a higher tier club, if that is all you have. Now, what I will be doing for you folks, as you can see, I have quite a few Karaku. I will be giving anybody who is interested a breeding pair, male and female. Start your own farm. You'll have organic polymer for days, guys. These buddies breed up super duper fast. So, easy as can be. Alright, guys, Dino Spotlight number 2, Velonosaur, I choose you! Alright, guys, take a look at this guy. Beautiful little specimen we got here. Want to give a big shout out to Mr. Sicer for donating this. He gave us a breeding pair so we could breed them up for you guys. So big shout out. Thank you so much, Mr. Sicer. Spent a lot of work on this, actually, guys. They got a Keller on every region, so a lot of work went into this. So let's get right into it, guys. Let's tell you what this guy's abilities are. So as you can see, movement-wise, not the fastest. They do build up speed over 3 seconds, however. They do have a light jump with A, so you can traverse some terrain. Now, they have a few different attacks. On right trigger, they have a slash. Now, this does moderate damage, but the DPS is rather low. This is not going to be your primary attack. Now, it does have a rather cool attack that I like to call the shotgun attack. It's more of a sweeping barb attack. If you hit left trigger, he does a spin, and everything around you is attacked by this. Now, the DPS on this is very low. You can hold this for continued effect. Now, if you look up there in the top right, you will see stamina is depleting very quickly with this attack. It has a secondary effect. You might see these glowing barbs that are occasionally coming onto the ground. Now, that is part of the secondary effect, which I will be talking to you about momentarily. Now, where this dino truly shines, folks, is its turret mode. If you click LB, you enter turret mode. Now, once you've clicked LB, you could click RB if you want to go into a more direct down-the-line view. Turret mode is where it starts shooting out quills like a Gatling gun. Now, the range on this has been nerfed since early days. However, it is still an exceptional dino. So let me show you guys how this works on a wild creature. And before I bring that in, I do want to tell you, on flyers, there is a unique secondary effect to its quills. So when attacking a flyer with its Gatling attack or its sweeping barb attack, if you apply enough barbs onto the flyer, it forces them to land. And this was actually buffed after release so that the effect takes place quicker. So let's do this real quick, guys. We got a wild RG here. Quills into him. As you can see, we got that yellow debuff above its head. It was forced to land. We're going to make short work of this real quick, guys. Right. Now let's do this one more time, and I'll show you it with the sweeping barb attack. So, sweeping barb attack, same thing. Quills start accumulating, and it was forced to land again. Very effective way to make light of any flying creatures. If you're in a biome where you're constantly being assaulted by creatures, this is actually very useful. Now, folks, I do want to just let you know, from very early days, a nerf was applied to this dino. At one time, you could use those needles to down the manticore and the dragon. That is no longer the case, unfortunately. However, I have tested it, and it does still work on wyverns. I even tried it on the new Crystal Wyvern Airs. It does work, folks. Now, I will say the Crystal Wyvern Airs are very fast. It is hard to apply enough barbs quick enough, so having a tribe mate is definitely recommended, but it does work. Now, there is another thing to this that's pretty cool. You can use this in PvE, but it's most effective in PvP. So, as you guys know, there are things such as turrets, plant X, things to basically defend your base. Now, Veilionosaurs have a unique option where you can put them on turret mode. And in turret mode, they will basically, if you put them on aggressive, they will auto-attack creatures that come within whatever range distance you put them on. Now, this was nerfed as well. Veilionosaurs no longer do the same damage as they would if you ride them. They do much, much more damage when you ride them. In turret mode, the damage output is inferior. However, with quite a few of these stacked up, the effect is still nice. It's still worthwhile to use, especially if you've bred up a little army of these guys. So, I really think the Veilionosaur is an amazing tame, guys. You can find these guys in the desert on Extinction. And what is so impressive, with all that damage and all that utility, the saddle is only level 27. And it's actually quite an easy thing to get early game. Definitely recommend that, guys. And don't forget, folks, we've bred up a whole bunch of these dinos. You can hit me up at any time, and I'm happy to give you more of these dinos. You're welcome to one each per player. Now, with the Kairaku, as I mentioned, I will be giving a breeding pair. That way you guys can have your organic polymer farm. Guys, I'm just going to wrap up here. Alright, folks, I want to thank you all for sticking with us here to the end of our video. Just a couple quick things I want to go over for you. I will be creating some different trapping videos. I have noticed in our tutoring request section that people have been inquiring about traps. I plan to do some different trap videos. I'm probably going to be breaking that down by land dinos, water dinos, and flying dinos. Have a list made up. If you see something that I skipped, I missed, that you'd like to see more on, be sure to hit me up. These videos will be coming shortly. And guys, again, thank you so much for sticking with us. And folks, always remember, everything we do, everything we give out is for free. We just work on tips. Thank you, folks, and you have a great night. See you out there at Crystal Isles.